The main problem with ERP delivery is that it loses context between stages. And what do I mean by that? The requirements, the design, the build, testing, and cutover are often managed in isolation. And this creates rework, late surprises, and delivery risk. So most ERP programs don't fail because the software is wrong. They struggle because delivery artifacts are disconnected. Requirements sit in one place, design in another, build is tracked elsewhere, and testing and cutover happen under pressure. As the project moves forward, context gets lost and risks show up late. So the idea behind this tool, which is called the Cementos Execution Hub, is that it connects ERP delivery end to end using the 7Ds methodology. The Execution Hub was built to solve this problem. It's not a document generator and it's not a project tracker. It's an execution system that connects delivery end to end using the 7Ds methodology so that intent is carried forward at every stage. So let me just walk you through the 7Ds methodology. The discover phase is where structured requirements are captured by scenario, they're reviewed once and approved as a single source of truth. Everything starts in discover. Requirements are captured in a structured way, organized by module and scenario, and they are reviewed and approved once, which creates a single baseline the rest of delivery can rely on. The next phase is define. So you are defining from requirements to processes, and the process flows are generated directly from approved requirements to derive early alignment. Once the requirements are approved, the next question is how the business expects the system to work. In the define stage, process flows are generated directly from those approved inputs, and this forces early alignment and reduces interpretation later on. Next phase is design. Design decisions, not templates. So solution design documents are generated from real inputs with full traceability back to business intent. Design is where many projects slow down. Here, design documents are generated from real inputs, not copied templates. The focus shifts from producing documents to validating decisions with traceability back to the business. Next phase is develop. In develop, we build artifacts, and delivery artifacts are all in one place. So this is where we look at configuration, generating configuration documents, data migration objects, integrations, and report. All these are tracked as execution artifacts. In develop, the hub treats build items as delivery artifacts. Configuration, data migration, integrations, and reports are all tracked in one place. This gives a clear visibility to what is being built, what's blocked, and what's ready to move forward. The next phase is debug. This is where testing is aligned back to the intent. And in this phase, test scenarios and scripts are derived from the original business scenarios. Testing often becomes disconnected from what the business originally asked for. Here, test scenarios and scripts are derived from those original business scenarios that keeps testing aligned to intent and makes the gaps visible earlier. Next phase is deliver. Deliver is practical, is role-based training, and training documents are generated from executed test scripts and filtered by user role. So you can actually build role-based training materials, and training which is usually created late and under pressure may not cover all the areas that are required. And in the up, training is generated from executed test script and filtered by role. It makes it practical, task focused, and directly tied to how this system is actually used. The next phase is deploy, which is the last phase in the 7Ds, which is this is governed execution cutover. Cutover plans are managed with dependencies, approvals, and change control. Cutover is one of the highest risk points in any ERP program. Instead of spreadsheets, the hub manages cutover as a governed execution plan. Tasks have dependencies, approvals, change control, and so go live is managed, not hoped for. What does this solve and what changes for ERP programs? So what you have is fewer handoffs, less rework, earlier visibility of risk, faster, safer decision making. So when delivery is connected end to end, several things change, and there are fewer handoffs and less rework. Risks surface earlier. When they are still manageable, decisions happen faster with more confidence. So this is what AI looks like when it's embedded properly into ERP delivery. It doesn't replace accountability, it removes friction, and it helps teams execute with more clarity and control.